Okay, so level 90 Barb going into a level 94 Nightmare Fault with the Barb, what are we calling this? Kangaroo Barbie build. And seeing just quite how good this performs in here. I won't be picking items up though, just interested in seeing the build's performance. I didn't kill anything there, so I'm just going to go back, finish the job. Having a bit of a pathing issue with some of this. I don't like the looks of that. Pressing all of the wrong buttons there somehow. Just what I do. That's just me just flexing, you know, showing that I can kill all of the enemies with my mini-map up. Built different. Why not? We'll juice this one as well. We'll go for the bonus. Alright, watch me quickly avoid all of these traps like an expert. Alright, it's usually in the bottom right on this one, isn't it? Don't know if I dropped my Wrath of the Berserker, so I'll just boost that again. Nice and easy with this build then. All you have to do is wait until you have Max Fury, pop Wrath, hit kick, boom, max damage. As long as you don't drop your Berserk buff, you keep that damage bonus as well. Because we're using Unconstrained, that makes it hella easy. There's a big group of elites. Well, it was. But there are some weaknesses to this build. It's not perfect. Its boss killing potential is hindered pretty badly by Charge's really goofy hit detection on bosses specifically. And also enemy champions. These damage reduction aura guys are a particular menace. And also, so are Wallers. Wallers are really annoying. But you do also have Rend for when you really want to just focus on one enemy. And it doesn't not do damage. So, you know, it's definitely something you can use. But it is still Rend. It's not exactly the best thing in the world. I almost died there, not paying attention. Alright. Having trouble with that elite there. I'm not too sure why. So I'm going to ignore him. A little bit scared of the final room here, but we'll see what we can do. Leap's mostly just for mobility, but we can also use it for regen, which is really nice. It's also a brawling skill, so it benefits from a lot of the same stuff that Charge does. It's going to do a little bit of damage. Has a really low cooldown. It makes it nice and easy to get through stuff really quickly. And then obviously as well, you can position over, you know, dangerous things like exploding mobs. Or you can use it to get into a better position to like destroy a bunch of mobs. But we smoked that. That was insane. Yeah, we just absolutely creamed that 94 at level 91. I leveled up while I was doing it, but that was insane. We crushed that. Oh, I didn't open the... Okay, I didn't have enough. All right, never mind. I'll quickly just pick all this up here. And I'm going to go through the build here once I get back to town. So let's go ahead and do that. And we'll quickly go over how all of this works. But as always, the build planner will be in the description of the video that we're going to make from this clip here. So let's have a look at what we've got. So this build is like basically got no uniques. It's got 2 uniques at the moment. I got 3. And it will get much, much, much more powerful as we gear out throughout the season. And as I make improvements to it, if I need to make a new video, I will. If not, the build planner will always reflect the latest version of this build, the most powerful version to date. But we've got a Steadfast Berserker here because we were having trouble getting fortified, and this helped solve that issue. But also, there wasn't that many other defensives that we could pick from. We got Juggernaut because Juggernaut's just OP. It's like Disobedience on steroids, which is fantastic because it's flat armor. We don't have to build it up or anything like that. We just get it right off rip, and not dodging is not a problem for this build. So that is what it is. As for stats, there's a lot to go through, so I will leave that to the stat sheet in the build planner because I don't want this video to go on forever. But most of my gear is not perfect because I'm still gearing out, and I play on hardcore, so I don't have access to trade when it's working, but it's not at the moment, and so it's all kind of self-found gear. Tybalt is really good for this because you can get basically unlimited fury from charge because it gives you, or it makes you unstoppable. It doesn't give you the buff. So every time you press charge, which is like every second, as you saw, you get that 40 fury, and of course you're also getting that damage bonus as well. So it's absolutely bonkers for this build, and also we're scaling on max fury, so very, very, very strong for us. Weapons here again. Look at the stat sheet for this stuff because there's just it's too much to go through there, but it's pretty normal berserk damage, like max fury scaling, as you've probably seen in HOTA builds. Magnum Opus, because we are using dual wield on charge. Again, this allows us to use all of these really powerful damage scaling mods through Fury. And yeah, it just works extremely, extremely well. And then we've got the Ring of the Ravenous, the new unique ring. And this has pretty decent stats on it. The crit chance is nice. We have, of course, 3 ranks of brawling skills on it, which is insane. Really bolsters the damage and reduces the cooldown a lot on all of our brawling skills. And we use 3. So really, really useful for this build. The Thunderwall and Bleeding is like, but it does something. It's not terrible. And then the legendary effect here is really cool. This doubles the duration of Rend from 3 to 4 seconds. So another way of, 2 to 4 seconds. So one way of looking at this is it essentially doubles the damage of Rend, but over a longer, it takes longer to execute all of that damage. And when you damage an enemy with a brawling skill like Charge, it will apply 2 stacks of Rend of bleed to that enemy. It doesn't do the direct damage, just the bleed part. But that's really, really damn good because it means that we can use things like Disembowel, Blood Rage, damage reduction against bleeding, damage to bleeding without having any bleeding in the build. And it hits really hard as well. It does a lot of damage because, again, these 2 stacks of Rend will do the damage equivalent to 4 stacks of like regular Rend. And it scales with your Rend damage or your Rend skills. So you want to put 5 points in Rend and you'll get like a really, really nice bleed. It doesn't scale with these though. So these are just because I am using Rend as well. You won't really ever use it. As for skills and Paragon, I'll go through them really quickly, but I'll leave the build planner to go over them for the most part. But yeah, we're using Rend. We have a bunch of tanky stuff here. 1 point in Iron Skin plus Iron Warrior. That's our only defensive, but it works, as you saw. Power Kick, again, this is because we're using Wrath of the Berserker. And this will allow us to dump all 200 Fury. Like that. Boom, gone. And we get the full damage bonus from Wrath of the Berserker. Fantastic. Max points into Charge. We have as many points as I could find in Leap. You could put some more in here, which would reduce the cooldown by like another second, but I don't think you need it, and everything else is like pretty valuable in this build, so I'm finding it hard to want to get rid of that. And yeah, like I said, getting fortified is probably a weak point of this build, so we're trying to experiment with ways of fixing that, but Steadfast Berserker works really well. As long as you're attacking very frequently. Against bosses, a little bit not so much. But we do also have the pet, and I'll show you the pet as well in just a second. And yeah, and then we have points in Wallop here. Big DPS boost, and of course, Wrath of the Berserker and Unconstrained, because Unconstrained's sick. We're not using Unbridled Rage because we're not using a core skill. I got 1 point in Tempered Fury because I'm pretty sure I just couldn't find anywhere to put that. I know why I put it in there. It's because it rounded me up to 200 Fury exactly. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff. But for the pet then, we are using a very simple setup. This is actually like the only good setup I have found. I feel like if the pet's attacking, it actually just goofs up your pulls and stuff. So I rather just have it as like a little heal buddy, like a pocket healer. Reconstruct with Fortify support, Tactical support, and Safeguard. So damage reduction, Fortify, and cooldown reduction. So it's popping this heal off all of the time. And it heals for quite a bit. This has actually saved me so much. I really, really like this. Flash of Adrenaline with Initiative. So this is... apparently it makes the bot TP to me. I just put it on there because it says it works with this stone. I don't know how, but I put it in there because the only one that I actually have that does work with this is duration support. So it increases the duration of the damage boost by what? 2.4 seconds. Pro tip, do not put duration support on Reconstruct, because what happens here is it increases the time it takes for you to do the heal. It doesn't increase the heal. You can see here it does 32% over, where is it? Over 5 seconds. But if I take this off, it does the 32% over 3 seconds. So it actually actively nerfs that if you put it on it. So don't do that, because, yeah, I'm not too sure why it's like that. It should increase the heal, really. And then finally, for Paragon board, I'm still filling this one out because the character's only level 91. But we have Exploit here on the starter board. We have Blood Rage with Disembowel. That's where a lot of cooldowns are coming from. We got Carnage over here with Ambidextrous. It's important Ambidextrous is here because it boosts all the blue nodes in this area as well, which is really OP. And then up here, we have Warbringer. We've got a lot of Paragon res in this build as well, which makes gearing really flexible. We've got Aya here, and you can get 65 Rage there, so very good place for Aya. And finally, going into the Decimator board, we will pick up this legendary node, and we'll have Brawl in here, which is a, let's see, a willpower node that increases the damage of your brawling skills by 18% multiplicatively. So, very, very good for this build. But yeah, this is kind of like the most juiced version of this build that I've come up with to date. As you can see, it absolutely fucking crushes faults. Still a little bit of a problem with bosses, but we're getting on top of that. It can kill them. Just sometimes charge can be a little bit of a knob end and missed. So you end up just standing around waiting for it to come off cooldown. But yeah, there it is. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the Twitch channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.